Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Pitt County where deputies are investigating a person who was shot and killed this morning. The Pitt County Sheriff's Office say that deputies were called to a report of a shooting at a home located at 432 Queen Street in Simpson around 1:45 a.m. this morning. When they got there, deputies say they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Deputies say his identity is currently being withheld pending notification of next of kin. According to deputies, the shooting is being investigated as a homicide, and a person of interest has been developed. The investigation is active, and we will continue to share more updates as more information becomes available. And we also want to turn our attention now to, of course, the Day of Remembrance. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has more on ways, again, the country is remembering the tragedy of 9/11.
This morning, the 24th anniversary of 9/11. Nearly a quarter century has passed since 19 terrorists hijacked 4 passenger planes, crashing them into the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Thousands were killed, while those who lived through it have these images forever seared in their minds. One day that rocked the country and the world, leaving a legacy still felt decades later, especially at the headquarters of the New York City Fire Department. 343 FDNY firefighters died on 9/11, but those who worked at Ground Zero are still dying from illnesses linked to the air they breathed in the weeks that followed. 39 new names were added to the department's World Trade Center Memorial Wall this year.
Today really means a lot to our families.
And there are still efforts underway to positively ID the remains of 40% of the victims. 3 new identifications were made as recently as this summer. President Trump is honoring the day at the Pentagon and then flying to New York City tonight for the Yankees game.
Is the anniversary still hard?
Yeah, sometimes you can turn it off like a switch and just get through it, and others are harder.
Amy Gardner was 9 years old, her brother just 6, when their father Tom, a firefighter, was killed at the World Trade Towers. Their art, part of an installation in the 9/11 Museum, showcasing work done by children, called Drawing Meaning.
We're doing art as a way of just expressing ourselves.
The drawings and paintings both capture the pain and fear, as well as hope. As a child, Amy wrote, "I am trying to make my mommy feel better. I know someday she will feel better."
I know that we knew at a young age how hard this was for our mom to get through as well, and we just wanted her to be okay too.
And again, that was Stephanie Gosk reporting. We now turn our attention to your weather forecast today. Similar to yesterday in that we've got cloud cover and light rain showers across parts of eastern North Carolina. Not everyone is seeing rain, but most of eastern North Carolina today will at least experience a little bit of drizzle. Not a lot. You may miss it. If you're inside, for maybe more than 2 hours of the day, you may miss that opportunity for your brief shot at maybe a few raindrops. But again, this is one thing I want everybody to understand. This is going to stay gray and gloomy, but we're really not looking at a whole ton of moisture coming out of the gray and gloomy clouds that are pretty much spread across eastern North Carolina. This is your radar picture right now, so keep this picture in mind. We're going to go through again just some of the sky conditions we're seeing right now across the east. Starting out, here's the look in Washington. Gray as far as the eye can see. Greenville, here we go. Similar story, gray just all the way to the horizon and beyond. Similar story in Morehead City. Again, very, very gray out there. And then also Belhaven, not seeing any blue skies overhead. So all of those clouds, and this is really the only rain we're currently seeing, at least the rain that is being shown on your radar picture. Now, those drop sizes can be small enough to where it doesn't show up on your radar. But right now, again, the more measurable rain currently falling across Martin, Bertie, Hertford, and Gates County. Edgecombe, Halifax, Northampton, you guys are trying to get in the mix there, and more kind of the more eastern sides of Edgecombe, Halifax, and Northampton counties. But let's take a look again at the areas, again, seeing some of those more frequent and heavier rain showers. Now, heavier off of completely light rain still leaves us with fairly light drops. But right now, looks like Maryhill and Elmwood and Bertie County currently experiencing some of those heavier showers. Elizabeth City right now seeing just a few spot showers rolling on by. Again, here's another look through our Washington cam. 69-degree air temperature. Feels like 69, but those dew points up a little bit from where they were yesterday could lead to a little bit of a higher feels like temperature later on today. Not seeing it right now. May occur coming up later on this afternoon. Current air temperatures right now, most of us in the upper 60s to low 70s, generally between around 68 to about 73 degrees is where we find ourselves. As far as humidity goes, I'm just going to even this out. We've got areas closer to I-95 seeing about a 2 to 4 degree rise in humidity. Areas closer to Highway 12 seeing about a 2 to 4 degree drop in humidity. We're going to call it even. We're going to just spread it out. Right now, humidity pretty similar to where we were yesterday. And while it could increase a bit over the morning hours, I am anticipating a drop in humidity coming up later on this afternoon and through this evening. That will help encourage our air temperatures later on tonight to drop down into the low 60s, and that's going to encourage some very cool air to reach into eastern North Carolina over the next few days. Now, ironically, we're actually going to be heating up during our daytime hours. That's right, highs will go from the upper 70s today into the really low 80s over the next 3 days. But even as that happens, we're going to see a drop in humidity and we're going to see a little bit more sunshine. So it's like our forecast is just going to be getting better from here on out. Something that hopefully on a dreary day puts a smile on your face. For this evening, 77 degrees by 6, 75 by 7, 73 by 8, and then we're down to a flat 70-degree reading by 11 p.m. Do want to say good morning to Elaine Nichols. Hopefully you're having a wonderful start to your Thursday. Big picture look at what we've got going on across the country. Not a lot coming in from the west other than high pressure, and that high pressure will be felt tomorrow. That means sunny skies and more comfortable weather present in the east. That area of low pressure that you saw just drop across the area, that's what's keeping us cloudy today, but by tomorrow it's going to be out of the area, and then it will stay out of the area as we head into your Saturday as well, keeping us sunny for the start of the weekend. There could be, again, some coastal cloud cover present on both Saturday and Sunday, but I'm not putting much stock into that at this point. 78 degrees today, 82 tomorrow, 80 on Saturday, 83 on Sunday, and note those overnight lows dropping down to about the 60-degree mark for tonight, Friday night, and well, Saturday night, even in the upper 50s. Even better news, that's going to make Sunday feel very, very comfortable. That's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.